Most of us have experienced the loss of a loved one, the betrayal of a friend or a business associate, and the feeling of distress when life continues to kick us when we're down. Some of us let those hardships define us. Some of us overcome those challenges and come out better for them in the end. Our first speaker tonight is a woman who has experienced all those scenarios and more. Through sheer strength of character, force of will, and the support of families and friends, she has earned the respect of those around her, and her advice and suggestions are listened to those who seek them. Let me tell you a little bit about my sister, Marcia Wagner. Shortly after graduating high school, Marcia was working for the Portage Daily Register, where she met a man who would help define how she would view her life from then on. Edmund Hewlett, a retired U.S. Marine, was an example to Marcia of how the principles of honor, duty, and courage can be used to enrich your life, as well as a guide to overcoming adversity. Unfortunately, after only a few short years of marriage, Ed suffered a fatal heart attack shortly after the couple moved to their new home in Louisiana. Not only did Marcia have to experience the grief of losing her first real love, but she then had to deal with the fact that Ed did not have a will, which caused problems with the local laws. Few friends of hers she had made over the years encouraged her to move to Iowa, where they partnered to set up a new advertising publication, the Dandy Dollar. The paper quickly became a success, growing rapidly, and Marcia, deciding her future looked secure and fairly stable, decided she would give motherhood a try, which turned out to almost be a mistake. With the passing of the primary financier of the paper, they discovered irregularities which put the entire financial situation of the remaining partners in straight. I can't say that right. Skip it.
In jeopardy.
In jeopardy, thank you. Where was I? Marcia managed to work her way through that challenge and eventually gave birth to her beautiful daughter, Samantha, who Marcia enlisted the aid of her mother, Patricia, to come down and help her deal with the challenges of being a working mother and subsequently working toward her business administration degree at the local college. After a few years of this, she decided to move closer to her remaining family in Wisconsin, and the trio moved to a small town in Illinois. While there, Marcia, what did she do? She graduated with her bachelor's degree in business administration, became a regional recruiter for the Girl Scouts, and met her second true love, Cade Wagner, where Ed Hewlett provided the experience or the skills that Marcia needed to overcome obstacles in life. Cade would become the rock which Marcia would subsequently build her remaining future on. Thanks to his encouragement, she applied for a position that she originally thought she was not qualified for, but was hired for almost on the spot. As a consequence, she is now the Dean of Residential Programs for St. Bede Academy in Peru, Illinois. Throughout her life, Marcia has had an influence and inspired those around her to achieve goals or to strive to be better than they are. Starting with encouraging her mother, followed by her current husband, and finally me to work towards their degree in higher education. She pushes all those she encounters to be better than themselves. So without much further ado, I would like to introduce a woman who has earned my respect for overcoming all the obstacles she has experienced through life, and who pushes those around her to stretch themselves to the utmost of their limits in order to better themselves. I present to you Marcia Wagner. I hope that